Hello students, welcome to today's class. The previous class we discussed about radioactivity. So in radioactivity, three types of radiations are emitted. So they are alpha, beta and gamma radiations. So what all nuclear change take place during these emissions? So what nuclear change take place in alpha emission? So alpha particle that is similar to helium nucleus. So alpha particle is same as a helium nucleus. The atomic number of helium is 2 and mass number is 4. So helium nucleus consists of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So alpha particle is same as helium nucleus. So helium nucleus consists of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So when an unstable nucleus emits an alpha particle, means it gives out 2 protons and 2 neutrons. 2 protons and 2 neutrons are given out. Means this is helium nucleus. 2 protons and 2 neutrons are given out. Means atomic number reduces by 2 and mass number reduces by 4. Suppose that X is an element whose atomic number is Z and mass number is A. It gives out an alpha particle. It gives out an alpha particle means atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4. So it will be a new element plus alpha particle, that is the helium nucleus. So this is the equation. So X is an element whose atomic number is Z and mass number is A. It gives out an alpha particle. Means alpha particle is same as helium nucleus. So atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4. Now you can see that both sides it is a balanced. Z minus 2 plus 2 is equal to Z. A minus 4 plus 4 is equal to A. This is the equation. Never write. So this element is called parent element and this element is called the daughter element. So for representing parent element and daughter element, you have to use different letters. Don't write, if you write X here, don't write X here. So suppose that you write X here and here also you write X. Then like that equation is not possible. It means that two elements with the different atomic number and different mass number, that is not possible. So when you write like this equation, if you write a particular alphabet here, don't write that same alphabet here. So you have to use another alphabet. So this is the equation. So this is called parent element and this is called daughter element. The atomic number of daughter element is 2 less than that of the parent element. And mass number of the daughter element is 4 less than that of the parent element. So now what is the place of the daughter element will come in the periodic table. The place of the daughter element comes 2 places earlier than the parent element in the periodic table. In periodic table, the elements are arranged according to the atomic number. The place of daughter element that comes 2 places earlier than that of the parent element in the periodic table. So this is the equation. Uranium with atomic number 92 and mass number 238. It gives out an alpha particle. Uranium with atomic number 92 and mass number 238 gives out an alpha particle. How do we write the equation? So what will be the atomic number? Atomic number will come 2 less than that of the parent element, and mass number will come 4 less than that of the parent element. So which is the element with the atomic number 90, that is thorium, plus alpha particle. So this is the equation. So you can see both sides it is balanced. 90 plus 2 equal to 92, 234 plus 4 is equal to 238. So this way we write the equation. So during in alpha emission, alpha particle is same as helium nucleus. When an unstable nucleus gives out an alpha particle, means it gives out 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So the daughter elements, when we take the atomic number and mass number of daughter element, the atomic number will come 2 less than that of the parent element, and mass number will come 4 less than that of the parent element. Now we will see of beta emission. Now, what nuclear change take place during beta emission? Beta. So beta particle is same as electron, fast moving electron. So what nuclear change take place during beta emission? So during beta emission, one neutron changes to one proton by emitting an electron. One neutron, it is a combination of proton and electron. Proton plus electron, that will become as a neutral particle. So one neutron changes to one proton by emitting an electron. So neutron's number, you know, neutron's number is so one neutron. So neutron's number, that is not counted in the atomic number. Neutron's number is not counted in the atomic number, but it is counted in a mass number. So one neutron changes to one proton by emitting an electron, and proton's number is counted in atomic number and mass number. The neutron's number is not counted in the atomic number, so 0 is written. Then so changes to one proton by emitting an electron. So then electron's number, that is taken in the atomic number but not counted in mass number. So electron has a negative charge. So this is the equation. One neutron changes to one proton by emitting an electron. So now you can see both sides it is balanced. So 1 minus 1, 0, 1 plus 0, 1. Both sides it is balanced. Suppose that we represent this beta emission with the help of an equation. Suppose that X is an element whose atomic number is Z and mass number is A. It emits a beta particle. Then how do we represent? So you can see that one neutron changes to one proton. So one neutron changes to one proton. Then what will happen? Proton's number is increased by 1 and neutron's number decreases by 1. During beta emission, one neutron changes to one proton. So proton's number increases by 1 and neutron's number decreases by 1. Since proton's number increases by 1, then what will happen? Atomic number increases by 1. The new element whose atomic number increases by 1. Atomic number increases by 1. And what about the mass number? Mass number remains same because one neutron changes to one proton. Proton mass number is a sum of protons and neutrons. Proton's number increases by 1 and neutron's number decreases by 1. And the sum of protons and neutrons that remain same. So mass number remains same plus this beta particle. Beta particle, that is same as a fast moving electron. This is beta particle. We represent beta particle by writing electron. So electron has negative charge, that is why -1 is written. Now you can see both sides it is balanced. Z plus 1 minus 1 is A plus 0 A. Both sides it is balanced. This is called parent element and this is called the daughter element. So you can see that the atomic number of daughter element is 1 more than that of the parent element. So what about the position of the daughter element in the periodic table? The position of the daughter element comes one place after the parent element in the periodic table, because the atomic number of daughter element is 1 more than that of the parent element. So its place will come one place after the parent element in the periodic table. Now suppose we write an equation. Suppose that carbon with atomic number 6 and mass number 14, it emits a beta particle. And how do we represent it? The atomic number increases by 1, 6 plus 1, 7, and mass number remains same, that is 14. So element is nitrogen plus beta particle, that is one. This is the beta particle. Now you can see both sides it is balanced. 7 minus 1, 6, 14 plus 0, 14. So both sides it is a balance. So this is about the beta emission. This is the nuclear change which is taking place during beta emission. Now we see what change takes place during gamma emission. Gamma emission. So gamma radiations have no charge. This electromagnetic radiation without any charge. Alpha particle has positive charge and beta particle has negative charge, but the gamma radiations have no charge. So after an alpha emission or beta emission, still the nucleus may be in the excited state. Excited state means the element may still have excess of energy. After alpha emission or beta emission, the nucleus may be still in the excited state. Excited state means that the nucleus may have excess of energy. In order to come to the stable state, that excess energy is given out in the form of gamma radiations. Then how do we represent it? Suppose that X is an element whose atomic number is Z and mass number is A. In order to represent that this element is in the excited state, a star symbol is put. The star symbol shows that this element is still in the excited state. The nucleus contains excess of energy. And how do we represent it? Then for representing this, it is written. So then gamma emission means the energy which is coming out, that excess energy which is given out from the nucleus to come to the stable state, that is gamma radiation. Then when we write the equation, that is same third and atomic number A. Then here you don't have to put the star sign. Here we are not putting star sign. It shows that this element, the nucleus is in the stable state plus gamma radiation. So that excess energy is given out in the form of gamma radiation. There is no change in the atomic number and mass number. Atomic number and mass number remain same. So there is no change in the atomic number and mass number. This is the equation. Now we see some of the uses of radioactivity. So one is medical use. Gamma radiations are used for killing cancer cells. Those who are suffering from cancer, that cancer cells can be killed by using gamma radiations. Then these radioactive isotopes are used for diagnosis, for finding certain diseases. some radioactive isotopes are used. So these radioactive isotopes are injected to the patient, and counting the number of emissions of these radioactive particles, the disease can be diagnosed. So it is used for diagnosis of some diseases. It is also having scientific use. So this radioactivity has scientific use. So alpha particles emitted from radioactive isotopes are used in projectiles for nuclear reactions, and some radioactive tracers are used in agricultural science to know the growth of plants. So it is also used in industries. Radioisotopes are used as a fuel. It is used as a fuel for atomic energy reactors. It is also used in making certain luminescent signs. So these are some of the uses of radioactivity. We see some of the sources of harmful radiation. Some of the sources of harmful radiations. So all these radiations, this alpha, beta, gamma, these all radiations are harmful. So what are the sources of these harmful radiations? Radioactive fallout from the nuclear power plant. In nuclear power plant, so with the help of nuclear energy, electrical energy is produced. In nuclear power plant, we use radioactive element as the fuel. So from that one, there can be radioactive fallout from the nuclear power plant, that is harmful. Then nuclear waste, after this nuclear fission reaction. So in a nuclear power plant, this energy is released by nuclear fission reaction. So after that one, many waste are left. That is also harmful. Even if it loses the radioactivity, still there can be emission of this alpha, beta, and gamma emission in a slow rate. That is also harmful. And on the environment also, these radiation like cosmic radiation and X-rays are present. These are all some of the sources of harmful radiations. Now we see what are the harmful effects of this radiation. What are the harmful effects of these radiations? So one is short-term effect. Short-term. So when we are exposed to this radiation, there can be short-term effects like loose motion, sore throat, nausea, etc. This is recoverable effects. And there can be long-term effects. If you are exposed to this radiation, there can be long-term effects like cancer, leukemia. These are all long-term effects. And genetic effect also can be there. If you are exposed to these radiations to a large extent, there can be genetic effects. It can affect our gene. If a person has genetic effects, then suppose that person may lose reproducing capacity, or suppose that a lady is exposed to these radiations and give birth to a child, then that child may not be normal, can have some defects. So these are all harmful effects of radiations. Then what are the safety measures? What are the safety measures while handling a radioactive substance? Those are handling radioactive substance. There must be a special lead aprons. And they have to wear special gloves, lead gloves. And they have to hold this radioactive material with lead tongs, and they have to no part of their body must be exposed, and in front of the eye also they have to wear special films. And this radioactive plant, that nuclear substance, that must be put in thick lead boxes with a narrow opening. So these are all some of the safety measures. And while disposing this nuclear waste must not be exposed in areas where people are living. It must be exposed in places where people are not living. So that also, this waste must be put in thick lead container, and it should be buried deep under the earth. So this way nuclear waste is disposed. Now the next topic is background radiation. What are background radiation? Background radiations are the harmful radiations which we all are exposed at every time. So there are two types of sources of background radiation. So these are internal sources and external source. So internal source means radioactive elements like K40, carbon 14, etc., which are present in our body. So that can give out this harmful radiations. And external source. External source means source of this harmful radiation which are present outside our body. These elements are present inside our body. That is why it is called the internal source. External source means the sources of harmful radiations which are not present in our body, which are coming from outside. That is external source. Example is cosmic radiations. These are harmful. So this is about background radiations. So we have seen what nuclear chain take place during alpha, beta and gamma emission. Now let us see some questions which are showing alpha, beta and gamma emission. Suppose that the uranium, whose atomic number is 92 and mass number is 238, it emits a certain number of the radiations and comes to lead of atomic number 82 and mass number 206. Then you have to find out how many alpha particles and how many beta particles are emitted. So if you have to find out the number of alpha particles and number of beta particles emitted, you must know. So during alpha emission, what change comes to the atomic number and mass number, and during beta emission, what change comes to the atomic number and mass number. So you know, the case of alpha emission, mass number decreases by 4 and atomic number decreases by 2. And in beta emission, atomic number increases by 1 and mass number remains same. So first of all, like this question comes, first of all we will find during beta emission there is no change in the mass number. So first of all we will find the number of alpha particles emitted. Since there is no change comes in the mass number during beta emission, first like this question, first of all we will find the number of alpha particles emitted. In order to find the number of alpha particles emitted, we will find the difference of the mass number of this reactant and the product. So what is the difference of this mass number? Mass number 238, the number of alpha particles emitted. Number of alpha particle emitted is equal to, we find the difference of this mass number 238 minus 206. So in alpha emission, atomic mass number decreases by 4. So this we will divide by 4. So we will get 238 minus 206 is 32. 32 upon 4 is equal to 8. So 8 alpha particles are emitted. 8 alpha particles are emitted. Then In alpha emission, what change comes in the atomic number? Atomic number decreases by 2. So when 8 alpha particles are emitted, then what will be the atomic number after the emission of 8 alpha particles? That will come 92 minus 8 into 2. Because when 1 alpha particle is emitted, atomic number decreases by 2. So when 8 alpha particles are emitted, then atomic number will decrease by 8 into 2. So that which is equal to 92 minus 16. So that is equal to 92 minus 16. So it will be 76. Then after emission of 8 alpha particles, the atomic number will come as 76. And you know, in beta emission, the atomic number increases by 1 and mass number remains same. Then in order to find the number of beta particles emitted, we will find the difference of this atomic number and this number. So that will come 82 minus 76, which is equal to 6. So this way we solve. The number of alpha particle emitted is 8 and the number of beta particles emitted is 6. Now this question you see. So we have to complete the equation. So here X is an element, radioactive element whose atomic number is Z and mass number is A. It emits a beta particle, and changes to another element whose name is X1. Then we have to find the atomic number and mass number of X1. So what is the atomic number? So what about the atomic number of X1? So during beta emission, atomic number increases by 1. And mass number remains same. So atomic number of X1 is Z plus 1 and mass number is X. Then it emits a gamma radiation. So you know, during gamma radiation there is no change in the atomic number and mass number. So atomic number remains Z plus 1 and mass number remains A. Then this one part, this is X2. So atomic number of X2 is Z plus 1 and mass number is A. Then next it gives an alpha particle. So in alpha emission, the atomic number decreases by 2. Then Z plus 1 minus 2. Z plus 1 minus 2 will come Z minus 1. And the mass number decreases by 4. So this is X3. Then it emits a beta particle, and during emission of beta particle, atomic number increases by 1. Then Z minus 1 plus 1, that will be Z, and the mass number remains same in the case of beta emission. So that will be A minus 4. That is a element X4. So these are the atomic number and mass number of X1, X2, X3 and X4 during the emission of these particles. You must know what change take place, nuclear change take place during alpha, beta and gamma emission. So it is a nuclear phenomenon. Chemical and physical change cannot alter radioactivity. So this is about the radioactivity.